Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins Hub. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1994 US 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln penny. This little coin, worth just 1 cent in face value, is much more than a piece of currency, it's a piece of history. While most people are familiar with the design of the Lincoln penny, you might not realize that certain 1994 pennies have significant value today, value far beyond their 1 cent face value. The journey of the 1994 penny starts long before it was ever minted, with a history that reaches all the way back to 1909, when President Theodore Roosevelt pushed for a new coin to honor Abraham Lincoln. The design, featuring a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, was created by sculptor Victor David Brenner. This design has remained largely unchanged for over a century, making it one of the most iconic and enduring coins in U.S. history. But what about the 1994 penny specifically? Let's explore its design, minting details, and why certain 1994 pennies are worth far more than their face value. Like every year's penny minted since 1959, the 1994 penny features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the front, or obverse. This portrait, first designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909, is instantly recognizable. On the reverse side, however, we see the Lincoln Memorial, an image that was first introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The memorial, located in Washington, D.C., was designed by Frank Gasparo, who was the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time. While the design itself has remained largely unchanged, the minting process and materials have evolved over the years. In 1994, the penny was still composed of a copper-plated zinc composition. However, it's important to note that starting in 1982, the U.S. Mint switched from using 95% copper to a zinc core with a copper plating, due to the rising cost of copper. This change impacted the coin's weight, as a 1982 penny weighs 3.11 grams, while a 1994 penny weighs slightly less at 2.5 grams. The coin size, however, has remained the same, with a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. The U.S. Mint produces billions of pennies each year, and 1994 was no exception. A total of over 8 billion pennies were struck that year at the Philadelphia and Denver Mint facilities, making it a relatively common year for the penny. However, with such a high mintage, many of these pennies circulated for decades, passed from hand to hand, and accumulated wear and tear. But, hidden among these coins, are a few rare finds that are worth far more than their face value. When it comes to collecting coins, rarity and condition are the two most important factors that determine a coin's value. While the 1994 penny itself is not considered rare in terms of mintage, there are certain factors that can make it valuable to collectors. One of the main ways a 1994 penny can become valuable is through minting errors. Mint errors are mistakes that occur during the production of coins and can drastically increase their worth to collectors. These errors are often caused by misaligned dies, double dies, or foreign objects becoming lodged in the coin press. Let's look at a few of the most significant error types that collectors look for in the 1994 penny. One of the most sought-after errors in U.S. coins is the double die, a mistake where the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing the image to appear twice. In 1994, a small number of double die obverse pennies were produced. These coins feature a noticeable doubling in the lettering on the obverse, particularly in the word Liberty and the date, 1994. The double die is a popular error among collectors because it's not only rare but also visually striking. If you happen to come across a 1994 penny with doubled lettering, especially in the Liberty or In God We Trust areas, it could be worth significantly more than its face value. A typical 1994 double die penny in good condition can fetch anywhere from $10 to $50, but in higher grades, the value could go up to $100 or more. Another valuable error that collectors seek in the 1994 penny involves the spacing of the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse of the coin. Most 1994 pennies were produced with a wide AM design, where the letters A and M are spaced far apart. However, some 1994 pennies were struck with a close AM design, where the letters are much closer together. This error occurs because of a change in the die used to strike the coin, and it only affects a small number of 1994 pennies. The close AM variety is highly sought after, and a 1994 close AM penny in excellent condition could be worth hundreds of dollars. If you come across a 1994 penny with the close AM error, it's definitely worth having it graded by a professional coin grading service. Another type of error to look for is the off-center penny. This occurs when the coin is not properly aligned with the die during minting, causing the design to be off-center. While the off-center error is less common in 1994 pennies compared to other years, it can still occur. An off-center 1994 penny can be a unique and valuable piece for collectors, depending on the degree of misalignment. The more severe the off-center error, the more valuable the coin can be. These errors can sell for anywhere from $50 to $200 or more, depending on their condition and severity. While most 1994 pennies were minted in Philadelphia and Denver, the U.S. Mint also produced proof coins at the San Francisco Mint for collectors. These coins are specially struck with a mirror-like finish and are not meant for circulation. The 1994 S-proof penny is not necessarily rare, but in pristine condition, it can be worth more than the standard circulating penny. A 1994 S-proof penny in excellent condition can fetch anywhere from $5 to $20, but if it's graded as a perfect coin, like a PR70, it could command a much higher price. Now, let's talk about the big question: how much is a 1994 penny worth today? The value of the coin largely depends on its condition and any errors it may have. For a standard, well-circulated 1994 penny, you're looking at its face value of 1 cent. However, for coins in exceptional condition, known as MS65 or higher, or those with mint errors, the value can significantly increase. A regular 1994 penny in uncirculated condition, MS65, can be worth around $1 to $2, while a 1994 penny with a double die or other error can be worth anywhere from $10 to $100, or even more in rare cases. The most valuable 1994 pennies, those with a major minting error, can be worth upwards of $1,000, depending on the rarity and condition of the coin. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The highest priced 1994 penny on record? A 1994 close AM penny, sold at auction for an astounding $116,000. That's right, a single penny, worth just 1 cent at face value, can be worth a small fortune if you happen to find the right error variety. So, whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just starting your journey, it's always a good idea to keep an eye out for rare pennies, especially the 1994 variety. With the potential to find something as valuable as a $116,000 penny, you never know what treasure might be hiding in your pocket change. In the second place, we will talk about the 1995 US 1-cent coin, commonly known as the Lincoln penny. While most people think of a penny as a coin that's worth just 1 cent, some 1995 pennies can be worth far more, sometimes even tens of thousands of dollars. That's right. In this video, we'll explore the history of the 1995 penny, what makes it so special, and how it could have a much bigger value than you ever imagined. The 1995 penny, like its predecessors, features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front, of the coin. This design, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, has remained the same since 1909, making it one of the most enduring and recognizable designs in American coinage. On the reverse, or back, of the 1995 penny, we see the image of the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. But while the design of the penny has remained largely unchanged for over a century, what makes the 1995 penny stand out isn't just the historical significance or the well-known design. There's something in particular about the 1995 penny that draws the attention of coin collectors, and it has to do with its minting process. The U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies in 1995, and like every year, they were struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mint facilities. However, within those billions of pennies, there are a few rare finds, often involving minting errors, that can make a 1995 penny worth far more than its face value. Now, you may be wondering, what could possibly make a 1995 penny worth more than 1 cent? After all, the mintage of the 1995 penny was massive, so how could any individual penny be worth much more? Well, the answer lies in something that numismatists, coin collectors, spend their time obsessing over: minting errors. One of the most notable errors that occurred in the production of the 1995 penny was the double die error. This occurs when the coin's die, the metal stamp used to imprint the design on the penny, is misaligned during the striking process, causing the image to appear twice. The result is a coin that shows clear, doubled lettering or design elements. In the case of the 1995 penny, collectors are particularly looking for double dies in the word Liberty and the date, 1995, on the obverse, as well as the phrase, "In God We Trust." The 1995 double die penny is considered one of the most sought-after varieties of the year. If you're lucky enough to find one of these error coins, you could be sitting on a small fortune. A well-preserved 1995 double die penny can easily be worth hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars. In fact, some of the highest-graded examples have been known to sell for over $106,000 at auction. That's right, a single penny, worth just 1 cent when it was minted, could fetch more than 100,000 times its original value. But how can you tell if your 1995 penny is a double die? Well, the double die error is most noticeable on the letters and numbers on the obverse of the coin. If you closely examine the word Liberty, you should be able to see that the L and I have a distinct, ghost-like duplication. Similarly, the date, 1995, will appear slightly doubled. The best way to spot these errors is by using a magnifying glass or a loupe, as the doubling can be very subtle, especially on coins that aren't in mint condition. If you've been lucky enough to find a 1995 penny with the double die error, it's important to get it professionally graded. Coins in pristine condition can command a much higher price, especially if they are graded at a high level, such as MS65 or higher. Grading is a process where experts evaluate a coin's quality based on factors like surface wear, luster, and overall appearance, and assign a numerical grade. The higher the grade, the higher the value. But it's not just the double die that makes the 1995 penny worth money. Another variation of the 1995 penny that could be valuable is the wide AM and close AM error. This error occurs on the reverse side of the coin, where the letters A and M in the word America appear either too far apart, wide AM, or too close together, close AM. The wide AM design was used in most 1995 pennies, but some were mistakenly struck with the close AM design, which makes them more valuable to collectors. The close AM pennies are much rarer and can command significantly higher prices. If you happen to find a 1995 penny with the close AM error, it could be worth several $100s, depending on its condition. Coins in uncirculated or near mint condition can fetch even more, particularly if they are graded by a professional service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. So, whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just starting out, knowing what to look for in your pocket change is essential to building a valuable collection. With the 1995 penny, your search for treasure may be more fruitful than you think. A simple penny, worth just 1 cent when it was minted, could easily turn into a valuable asset in the right circumstances. And now, let's talk about the moment you've all been waiting for: how much is a 1995 penny worth today? As we've discussed, a regular 1995 penny in well-circulated condition will only be worth its face value of 1 cent. However, for those rare error pennies, such as the 1995 double die and close AM varieties, their value can soar. Some of these rare finds have sold for as much as $106,000 at auction, so, if you're holding on to any 1995 pennies, it's definitely worth your time to check them carefully for mint errors. You just might have a valuable treasure hiding in your pocket change. And who knows, your next find could be worth a small fortune. In 2000, the United States minted billions of pennies, and most of them went unnoticed. After all, pennies are so common that we rarely give them a second glance. But what if I told you that some 2,000 pennies could be worth more than their face value, sometimes hundreds or even thousands of dollars? It's true. In this video, we'll dive deep into the fascinating world of the 2000 US 1-cent coin and uncover why some of these seemingly ordinary pennies can be worth a fortune. The US 1-cent coin, or penny, has been a staple of American currency for over 2 centuries. It was first introduced in 1793, and since then, it's undergone numerous changes in design, composition, and production techniques. But in 2000, the penny was still much like it had been for decades, featuring the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The design of the penny has evolved over time, but the one feature that has remained constant is the image of Lincoln. This iconic design, created by Victor David Brenner, was first introduced in 1909, and since then, it has been one of the most enduring symbols in American coinage. The 2000 penny, however, was part of a transition in the design of the US 1-cent coin, and some of the changes in its production would make it stand out in the world of coin collecting. The penny was designed to be a small and affordable unit of currency, and for the most part, that's exactly what it has been. But when you think about it, there's more to this little coin than meets the eye. If you've ever been curious about the coins that are hiding in your pocket change, you may be surprised to learn that certain 2000 pennies have some unique characteristics that make them highly valuable to collectors. In terms of the physical design, the 2000 penny was largely similar to previous years, but there are a few things that set it apart from the ordinary. The obverse, as I mentioned, still featured Abraham Lincoln's profile, while the reverse depicted the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of the 16th president's enduring legacy. These elements, while familiar, were still key components of the design that collectors look for when searching for valuable pennies. Now, you may be wondering, what makes some 2000 pennies worth so much more than their face value? Well, the answer lies in a variety of factors, some technical, others related to rarity and demand in the numismatic world. Let's start with the most obvious reason some 2000 pennies might be worth a lot of money: minting errors. Every year, the US Mint produces billions of coins, but not all of them come out perfectly. Minting errors occur when the machines that strike the coins malfunction or produce defects in the final product. These errors can create rare and valuable coins that collectors are eager to get their hands on. One of the most common errors found in 2000 pennies is the double die error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned during the minting process, causing certain design elements, like the lettering or numbers, to appear doubled or blurred. In the case of the 2000 penny, this error can be particularly noticeable on the word Liberty or the date 2000. If you come across a penny with a double die error, it can be worth significantly more than a regular penny. Double die errors are highly sought after by collectors because they are rare and unique. The 2000 penny isn't the only year to feature these errors, but certain years and types of errors are more valuable than others. A double die 2000 penny can sometimes fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the error and the condition of the coin. For example, a 2000 penny with a clear, bold double die error might sell for $500 or more, while a more subtle version may still be worth a few $100s. But the double die error isn't the only thing you should look for. Another important factor that can make a 2000 penny worth a lot of money is its condition. When it comes to coins, condition is everything. Coins that are well preserved, with little to no wear and tear, are much more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. This is why it's essential to keep an eye on the condition of any pennies you come across, especially those from years like 2000, which are often found in circulation. A well-preserved 2000 penny could be worth far more than a worn one, even if there are no minting errors present. The value of a coin is directly tied to its grade, which is determined by how much wear and tear it has experienced. Coins that are graded in mint state, MS, which means they show little to no signs of wear, are the most valuable. A 2000 penny in mint condition can be worth several dollars, especially if it has a higher grade. To determine the grade of a coin, collectors often use a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. In addition to errors and condition, there's another factor that plays a role in determining the value of a 2000 penny: rarity. While the minting of 2000 pennies was widespread, certain varieties of the penny, such as those with special errors or those from low mintage runs, are much rarer than others. The rarer the coin, the higher the demand, and the higher the price. For example, while most 2000 pennies are worth just 1 cent, some rare varieties can be worth hundreds of dollars or more, especially in uncirculated or error-prone conditions. The 2000 penny was also part of an interesting time in U.S. coinage, as the country was transitioning into the 21st century. Coins from this period carry a sense of historical significance, and collectors enjoy looking back at the changes in design and production methods that occurred around the turn of the millennium. So, even if your 2000 penny doesn't have any minting errors, it might still be worth keeping because of its potential historical value. But now, let's get to the exciting part, the big reveal. You're probably wondering just how much a 2000 penny could actually be worth. Well, the answer is, it depends. The value of your 2000 penny could range anywhere from just 1 cent to thousands of dollars, depending on factors like minting errors, condition, and rarity. In general, a 2000 penny without any errors is worth its face value, or 1 cent. However, if you find a 2000 penny with a double die error or in mint condition, its value could increase significantly. The most valuable 2000 pennies, especially those with clear double die errors, have been known to sell for over $95,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that right, $95,000 for a single penny. So, before you toss that 2000 penny into your spare change jar, take a closer look. You might just be holding a rare and valuable coin in your hands. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting to explore the world of numismatics, always keep an eye out for those hidden treasures in your pocket change. The year 2001 may seem like a while ago, but when it comes to U.S. coinage, it was a pivotal moment for the 1 cent coin, or penny. At first glance, a 2001 penny may seem like just another coin you toss into your change jar or forget about as you dig through your wallet. But what if I told you that some of these seemingly ordinary pennies are actually worth a small fortune? Yes, you heard that right, some 2001 pennies could be worth thousands of dollars, and in today's video, we're going to uncover why this is the case. Before we dive into the specifics of the 2001 penny, let's take a quick look at the historical context of the coin. The penny has been part of the U.S. currency system since 1793, and its design and composition have evolved over the centuries. However, the 2001 penny was part of a new era in American coinage, as the U.S. Mint had made some subtle changes to its production processes and materials in the years leading up to 2001. The penny of the early 21st century still featured the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, which had been the design since 1959. The penny, though small and often seen as insignificant, plays an important role in both the U.S. economy and the world of coin collecting. Many collectors focus on rare pennies or those with specific errors that make them stand out from the hundreds of billions of pennies produced each year. 2001 was no different in this regard. While the mint produced billions of these pennies for circulation, some of them had rare characteristics that could make them highly valuable today. Let's start by looking at the basics of the design of the 2001 penny. As mentioned, the obverse, or front of the coin, features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design created by sculptor Victor David Brenner. This portrait has been a fixture of U.S. currency since 1909. The reverse side of the penny, designed by Frank Gasparo, shows the Lincoln Memorial, which was used from 1959 until 2008, when it was replaced by a new reverse design featuring a shield. At first glance, the 2001 penny looks just like any other penny from the late 20th or early 21st century. The size, color, and overall design haven't changed much over the years. But it's when you examine certain features closely that you'll start to see what makes the 2001 penny special. There are, in fact, several factors that can influence the value of a 2001 penny, some of which are subtle, and others more obvious. the first key factor to keep in mind when determining the value of a 2001 penny is minting errors. Each year, the U.S. Mint produces billions of pennies, and occasionally, something goes wrong during the minting process. These errors can create coins that are rare and highly valuable to collectors. While minting errors are often considered to be mistakes, in the world of numismatics, coin collecting, they are actually highly prized. Some of the most sought-after errors in U.S. coinage history come from pennies, and the 2001 penny is no exception. One of the most notable errors that collectors look for in 2001 pennies is the double die error. A double die occurs when the die that stamps the design onto the coin is misaligned or struck multiple times. This causes the design to appear doubled or blurred in certain areas. In the case of the 2001 penny, you may notice that the letters or numbers on the coin appear doubled, especially in words like Liberty or In God We Trust, or even the year 2001. A clear double die error on a 2001 penny can dramatically increase its value. As these coins are considered extremely rare, the double die error is not the only minting mistake that can make a 2001 penny valuable. Another error that collectors pay close attention to is the off-center error. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, resulting in the design being off-center. In some cases, this can lead to coins that have part of their design missing entirely. Off-center coins are always highly valued by collectors because of their rarity and the fact that they are so distinct from regular coins. Another important factor that can influence the value of a 2001 penny is its condition. Just like any other coin, the value of a 2001 penny is heavily influenced by its grade, or its state of preservation. Coins that are in excellent condition, with little to no signs of wear, are considered more valuable than those that are heavily worn. The grading scale for coins ranges from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin with no imperfections. A 2001 penny in mint state condition, with no visible damage, is going to be worth significantly more than a well-worn penny that has been in circulation for years. In addition to errors and condition, rarity also plays a major role in determining the value of a 2001 penny. Some pennies are just more rare than others due to factors such as the number of coins minted or special circumstances surrounding their production. For instance, certain minting years, like 2001, may have produced coins in different quantities, and certain varieties of the penny, such as those struck at a specific mint, can be rarer than others. As with all collectibles, demand also plays a crucial role in determining value. The more collectors who are interested in a particular coin, the higher its price will be. In the case of the 2001 penny, collectors are specifically drawn to the unique errors, rare varieties, and high-quality examples. The demand for rare pennies is always high, and this has only grown in recent years, as more people become interested in collecting coins as a hobby or investment. Now, the big question: how much is a 2001 penny worth? Well, as with most coins, the value varies widely depending on factors such as condition, rarity, and errors. A typical 2001 penny in average condition is worth just 1 cent, the same as any other penny. However, if you have a 2001 penny with a double die error or other minting mistakes, the value could be several $100s or even more. Coins that are in mint condition or have rare characteristics, such as being struck at a specific mint or having a unique design feature, can be worth thousands of dollars. For example, a 2001 penny with a clear double die error has been known to sell for upwards of $2,000 to $5,000, depending on its condition and rarity. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition can also fetch impressive prices, sometimes in the range of $500 to $1,000. If you have a 2001 penny with a particularly striking error or unique feature, it could potentially sell for even more. Some collectors have reported finding 2001 pennies that have sold for as much as $87,000. Yes, you heard that right, just for a single penny. So, the next time you come across a 2001 penny, take a moment to examine it closely. You might just have a rare and valuable coin on your hands. Whether it's a double die error, an off-center coin, or one that is simply in excellent condition, there are plenty of reasons why a 2001 penny could be worth much more than you expect. Keep your eyes peeled and happy hunting, because you could be holding a piece of history in your pocket that's worth a small fortune. In 2006, the United States Mint produced over 10 billion 1-cent coins, making the 2006 penny one of the most common pieces of currency in circulation. At first glance, the 2006 penny may seem like just another everyday coin, but as collectors know, appearances can be deceiving. While most pennies from this year are still worth just 1 cent, there are some rarities and unique characteristics of the 2006 penny that can make it worth far more than its face value. In today's video, we're going to dive deep into the history, design, and collector appeal of the 2006 penny, and reveal how much one of these seemingly ordinary pennies could be worth in today's market. The first thing to understand about the 2006 penny is that it was part of a broader period of change for U.S. currency. Throughout the early 21st century, the Mint continued to innovate, creating new designs and experimenting with different production methods. For the penny, the 2006 design was part of a continued effort to honor the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, whose portrait has adorned the penny since 1909. The design of the penny, though consistent with Lincoln's image, would soon be undergoing further changes, making the 2006 penny an interesting transitional coin in the history of U.S. currency. Before diving into the specific details of the 2006 penny, let's take a quick look at its design. On the obverse, or front, of the coin, you'll find the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln. This portrait, created by Victor David Brenner, is one of the most recognizable images on U.S. coinage and has remained largely unchanged since it was first introduced in 1909. Beneath Lincoln's image are the words, "In God We Trust," the year, 2006, and the mint mark, which tells you where the coin was minted, either Philadelphia, P, Denver, D, or San Francisco, S. On the reverse, or back, of the coin, you'll find a depiction of the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparro. This design has been featured on the penny since 1959, and it symbolizes the lasting legacy of Abraham Lincoln in American history. In 2009, the Mint replaced this reverse design with a new one, making the 2006 penny one of the last to feature the Lincoln Memorial before the switch to the new reverse designs. So, what makes the 2006 penny unique? The 2006 penny, like most modern pennies, was produced in large quantities to meet the demand for small change. But what sets it apart from others is the fact that it was produced in 3 different versions, each with its own distinctive features: the regular, business strike coin, the proof coin, and the uncirculated coin. Let's break down these versions and their significance. The business strike 2006 penny is the most common version, and it was made for general circulation. These pennies were minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The Philadelphia Mint produced the standard version with the P mint mark, while the Denver Mint produced coins with the D mint mark. These pennies are the ones you're most likely to find in your pocket change, and they are typically worth just 1 cent unless they have special characteristics like errors or high-grade conditions. The 2006 proof penny, on the other hand, was produced specifically for collectors. Proof coins are specially made with higher quality dies and are struck multiple times to ensure sharp details and a mirrored finish. These coins were sold to collectors in proof sets and are usually much more valuable than their business strike counterparts. If you happen to have a 2006 proof penny in excellent condition, it could be worth much more than just 1 cent. Another version of the 2006 penny is the uncirculated coin, which was produced for collectors as well. These coins were struck with the intention of being preserved in pristine condition, making them more valuable than those intended for regular circulation. Uncirculated coins are often found in mint sets or other collections, and they are typically worth more than the average penny. As we look at the value of the 2006 penny, it's important to note that the most valuable versions of this coin are typically the rare errors or high-grade examples. As with any coin, errors can significantly increase its value, and the 2006 penny is no exception. One of the most notable errors that can be found on the 2006 penny is the double die error, which occurs when the design is stamped twice, creating a doubled image. These double die errors can be seen in the lettering, dates, or other elements of the design, and they are highly sought after by collectors. If you happen to find a 2006 penny with a clear double die error, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its condition. Another error that collectors look for on the 2006 penny is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin is misaligned during the minting process, resulting in part of the design being cut off or positioned incorrectly. Off-center errors are often highly collectible because they are so distinctive and rare. Additionally, coins that are in mint condition are always more valuable than those that are worn or damaged. The 2006 penny is no different. A coin that has been kept in excellent condition, without any visible scratches or damage, is more likely to fetch a higher price. In fact, a 2006 penny in mint condition could be worth several dollars, especially if it has been well preserved as part of a coin collection. Now, let's talk about the market value of the 2006 penny. In general, the value of a typical 2006 penny in average circulated condition is still just 1 cent, like any other modern penny. However, as we've seen, there are some versions and varieties of the 2006 penny that are worth much more than that. Proof and uncirculated coins, for example, can be worth anywhere from $1 to $5, depending on their quality. Pennies with minting errors, such as double dies or off-center strikes, can range in value from $50 to several $100s, or even more, but the most exciting part of the 2006 penny is the possibility of finding one that's worth significantly more. In recent years, some 2006 pennies with rare errors or in exceptional condition have sold for as much as $66,000. Yes, you read that correctly. A penny, worth just 1 cent at face value, could potentially be worth a small fortune, depending on its rarity and condition. If you're out there searching through your spare change, or even flipping through a coin collection, keep an eye out for those rare and valuable 2006 pennies. Whether it's a double die error, an off-center strike, or simply a pristine example in uncirculated condition, you could be holding a coin that could one day be worth a small fortune. In conclusion, the 2006 penny may appear to be just another ordinary coin at first glance, but with the right circumstances, whether it's a rare error or an impeccable condition, it can be much more than that. So the next time you're looking through your pocket change, take a second look at those 2006 pennies. Who knows? You could find the one that makes you thousands of dollars richer. In the end, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.